Melody Farris was found guilty on all 5 counts against her, including malice murder, felony murder, and making false statements.
It was horrible. They carried me immediately over to the jail. I was alone, curled up, in the fetal position.
Jurors Sheila Albright and Chris Hyatt say the cell phone evidence convinced them of Melody's guilt.
Once we agreed on the time of death, then it was, okay, well, how is this phone moving after Gary's body was in the burn pile, and who was on the property at that time?
And who was?
Melanie.
As for the question of how Gary got to the burn pile, Sheila Albright had a theory.
But in my mind, I thought that she first shot him inside the house, because there was evidence of that. I thought maybe he had run out the door trying to get away from her. And maybe she took him by gunpoint down to the burn pile. I think that maybe the burn pile is the last place she shot him.
For Scott and some members of the Farris family, the guilty verdict brought relief, even though their own mother was now a convicted murderer.
Because we got justice from my father. We fought 6 years to get answers. My father loved my mother. He fought for my mother. He was a very loving father.
But there would be no love shown by Melody at her sentencing, when she was given the opportunity to express remorse and ask the judge for leniency.
I've waited for years to make this statement to everyone.
But instead of asking the judge for mercy,
I want the world to know who did this.
she named who she said was the real killer.
I know Scott killed his father. He took my husband, the father of Chris, Emily, and Amanda. He took Big Daddy from our grandchildren.
But Melody was far from done tormenting her son.
Scott, this is unforgivable. Scott, I had spent an entire life of loving and protecting you, but this I refuse to cover for you.
When Melody Farris used her sentencing hearing to accuse her son Scott of being Gary's true murderer, some of those in the courtroom were floored.
I'm back at the prosecution table, and we're all kind of like, I cannot believe this is happening.
So I was not prepared for that. It was shocking that that is the opportunity she believed was hers to take.
Scott, sitting behind his mother with his family, simply stared in disbelief.
Oh, I was infuriated. As she did her last final jabs, that shows you what she was like.
One last turn of the knife.
One last turn to make somebody's life a living hell because it didn't go her way.
Judge David Cannon had little patience.
All right, Miss Farris, I'm going to cut you off.
But Melody persisted.
And I plead with you to roll this verdict out. Help me get justice for the correct person. As bad as it sounds, I want to be there to watch him chained and shackled and brought to justice.
Instead, it was Melody who would be led away in chains.
And the penalty for murder is life.
The 64-year-old was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility